Welcome to your Flame Fundamentals training. So now that you've created a new project and user, it's now time to start importing media that you could use within your project. Now there are a lot of factors to consider when importing media, so we'll cover the basics to help you address most scenarios. The fastest way to get to your media is to press Command-I for the file browser. Browse to some media and import the files. This is great for one or a few shots, and it's relatively easy to do. You can also drag and drop media straight into the project with the Finder. However, if you're bringing in loads of media, as well as adjusting various settings associated with that media, I recommend using the Media Hub environment. This gives you a dedicated media management area, where the entire interface is dedicated to media importing, exporting, and management. So you have the media panel on the left, showing you what's in your project, and the file browser on the right to look for your files. Ensure you are browsing for files and navigate to the media you'd like to import. If you would like to save this location to use later in the project, just add it as a bookmark. Now when you go into the Sources folder, your media can be presented in two ways. You have the Tiles or List view. In the Tiles view, you can scrub the clips to preview them, but you can also swipe to the right edge to show the Preview panel. You can see all the clip's metadata between these two tabs and a larger preview. You can also mark up a section of the file if you just want to import a small portion and not the whole clip. If you wanted to see the media full screen, just click this button and you can play or scrub through the clip. Clicking this button will take you back to the Media Hub. To import media into the project's workspace, just click and drag the selection into the media panel. This clip is now in the project, and Flame is linking directly to the file on your drive. This is indicated by a light grey tag on the clip. If you would prefer your own local copy of the media in your Managed Media folder, enable the cache button first, and any newly imported media will be transcoded and cached as an optimized version of your shots based on your project settings. So if someone walked away with the original media, or perhaps you lost the network connection to the original files, you would still be able to work with your own optimized local copy. Cached or optimized media is indicated by a dark grey tag on your clip. Flame remembers all the metadata from the original files, so you can always get back to them if you want. The other import option you could use is proxies. This also creates an optimized local copy of your shots, but the size of the images and files are much smaller compared to the full resolution media. You would use this to increase Flame's performance if your local storage can't manage with the full-size media. And like the optimized cache, Flame keeps all the original metadata, allowing you to dynamically swap between proxies and full-size media at any time. For the proxy size, just check out the Proxy tab in the project settings. Now, if you're not sure that you need an optimized cache or a smaller size proxy for your production, please don't worry. You can cache media or create proxies anytime you need them, simply by right-clicking on a clip or segment and choosing to do so. Now, generally speaking, it is important to interpret your media correctly so that it is displayed correctly. This information or metadata can be stored within various camera or digital formats, and Flame can understand this. However, Flame also gives you loads of freedom to change metadata as you see fit. For example, under the General tab, you can use the native properties of the source media, or you can resize the properties to be whatever size you want. You can also use the embedded color space from your media, or redefine the look of an image by changing the assigned color space in a variety of ways. If you wish to dig into the settings for a particular format, you can switch to the format-specific options, and here you can access all the various formats and their properties. So you can tweak all aspects of your media using a manufacturer's design specification and sciences, or metadata that is particular to a specific type of format. Flame allows you to go as deep as you need, but my advice is to stick with the defaults until you are absolutely clear on what you are doing and what you need. Oh, and if you make a mistake or need to change a metadata property, you can always adjust the setting after import on a clip-by-clip basis. The alpha, matte, or transparency channel is a staple requirement when adding graphics, compositing CGI, or breaking an image apart. Typically, if you're being supplied with a matte or alpha, there are generally two ways in which it could be supplied to you. Firstly, it could be supplied as a separate file. In this case, you import it as regular media and combine it with its source in a timeline or node composite. Or secondly, it could be embedded within a file as an additional image channel. In this case, let's look at a few things. Navigating to the graphics folder, you will see a few files containing a multi-tag. This indicates that the files contain multiple channels. This could be video, audio, alphas, or other CGI-based channels. If you double-click on the tag, you will expose all the channels in the file. Aside from being able to see each channel, you could individually import each channel if you wanted to. But this is not the right way to import a file with embedded alpha. Instead, just close the multi-channel file using the tag and ensure multi-channel clip is selected in the pull-down menu. This means that any multi-channel file containing alpha or CGI render passes will be seen as a single clip. If your media doesn't contain any alpha or multi-channel, this setting is just ignored. When you drag the clip into the media panel, it will be given a format tag as well as a multi-channel tag to indicate embedded channels. This can now be used on the timeline or in a composite, and the alpha channel will accompany the main media. Please move on to the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Flame Learning channel. Thanks for watching.